Can you watch and make sure that, see if Andy gets in there? Okay. 3, 2, 1. Good evening, Star Wars players. Welcome to a Star Wars CCG retro event. I am Dan Taglian, also known as DTAR Tag 1. Joining me, the tech man himself now, Mr. Garrett Larson, sporting a shiny new hat as well, it looks like. How are you doing tonight, Garrett?
I'm doing all right. So I bought a new computer today, so we're testing it out.
So you finally joined us in 21st and a half century?
Let's not go crazy here, but it's a computer. And I bought it brand new, so the last time I did that, I got like 13 years out of it before I could no longer update anything. And so we're hoping we get that much out of this one too.
Good to hear. So tonight we're supposed to have Jonny versus Andy Talaga on the Game 6 of the Premier to Hoth retro event. Right now we're still waiting on Andy to show up onto Gemp. In the meantime, we're showing you a Best Spin League match between Matt CRG Lutz and Logan RMS. Yeah, you can say his last name for me. We have Shadow Collective versus Old Allies. Looks like Matt is playing the Gaul version. He's already grabbed Rebel leadership, it looks like, as Logan has deployed Lando, Admiral Radis, and Ray already.
So interesting, he's playing the Gaul version, but doesn't look like he's running the Maul effect. So he's not running Joe's Worlds deck. There's some changes here because he's keeping You Can't Hide Forever out.
Yeah.
For the so he can.
I was going to say, like, I'm not thinking
minus the defense value. So
it's minus the Jedi, right?
Yeah.
But how many Jedi do you normally see in Old Allies?
None.
Okay.
Like it makes a lot of sense to start it to pull Gaul.
Exactly.
But I don't know if he didn't have anything else to start to get that he could have done more with it. It looks like he started that, You'll Be Dead, and the Inconsequential Losses, and
I mean, I like that because like normally you would lose the You Cannot Hide Forever, mobilization combo, go get the Inconsequential Losses, but if your opponent throws out don't do that again, you can't immediately do that. So
but like I don't know. I just don't think. I feel like there was a better card for him to start. I don't generally think, especially when there's 2 battlegrounds on table and your objective allows you to pull a ship.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a huge fan of dropping Don't Do That Again.
I agree.
I feel like it's not. I don't think it's advancing your game state.
I agree with you. Like it feels like it doesn't do a lot, especially in this matchup. Like if you're Logan, you really don't care if you're a Jedi or defense value -1.
Yeah, and that might be why Matt chose to just stick with it and start Inconsequential instead of another effect. But it is an odd.
It's not normal to see it on the table.
Yeah, I would expect to see a Maul effect or something else.
Mm-hmm. And so, we do see Matt go down with Dryden Boss, who plays a weapon from his reserve deck. He goes and gets the Crimson Dawn Blaster. Sam Wessel goes down as well. Matt goes uses his objective to go pull either another gun or another location.
Or the shipped first light.
I doubt it's
probably being down. That would be an unfortunate pull.
But he knows what's in there. Yeah, he knows what's in there
because he pulled the blaster. So
as we see, there's a Black Sun blaster, which he has to pay one for because there's no Black Sun characters on the table.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Well, it's also one Destiny better. Like, you want to pull the Crimson Dawn blasters if you can.
True.
So, like, 4 is infinitely better than 3 when you have Maul who can turn it into a 5.
And the other thing is, like, the Crimson Dawn blaster just looks better than the Black Sun blaster.
The Black Sun blaster is the Disruptor pistol. Like, that looks cool. I like Disruptor pistols.
Of course you do.
They used to be fun. Anything that made guys immediately lost is fun.
So are you a fan of X-Wing cannons and the SFS laser cannons?
When I use them, yes. When they're used against me, absolutely not. But when I get to use them, 110%.
So Logan goes nothing better. Logan goes ahead and activates. He does draw the bottom part of his force pile with Rey. Then he will pay 3 to drain for 2 at Jakku.
I don't love that this early.
I don't mind it because you just saw him lose. Like, you just saw Matt lose. I saw his Ventress off the top of his deck.
Yeah, but that Logan now only has 7 force, which so he's not going to flip this turn. I don't think he's not deploying enough stuff where. Well, I think I would have rather seen him flip and consolidate and then worry about draining. Okay, so he's just picking some up. He apparently.
Yeah, and I don't mind that. If you're
not going to do it either way, then I'm perfectly fine with the drain.
Yeah. And now him drawing up to 15, though, I'm a little.
You're fine.
Actually, I'm fine with it. Yeah.
And he's going to get pinged for 1 and potentially drained for 2.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine with that. Like, I mean, the fact that Matt doesn't and then he plays Ascension Guns, I like that playing it on your opponent's turn.
Yep. Although I'm betting he just drew into that because I would have, if he'd had that at the start of his turn, I would have absolutely played it.
True.
Earlier. So my guess is he drew into that, and then I'd say, well, I'll use it now.
If you're Logan, do you lose that to the ping? But unfortunately, it looks like he doesn't. He plays perimeter scan,
which is actually the card you're more likely to be willing to lose. Certainly, you're not going to face trample, and you're not going to face maintenance cards. So
true.
You use it to play the shield and then lose it, and that's fine.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, but at the same time, though, how many shields do you need in this match?
But 1 more doesn't hurt.
I know. I'm understanding that, but I'm saying, like, do you want to play? Do you want to play like 6 or 7 or 8? Is what I'm getting to.
No. Oh, absolutely not. Honestly, you could probably. And there was the It's a Hit.
I love that. Yeah.
What he
that's what I was going to say. I love that 100% because Matt already grabbed a card. You played the do or do not shield, so that way, even if it's canceled, you're causing Matt to lose force. So you're in a really good spot there. And now, if he can start looping that because there's already card on Matt's grabber, you're 100%. You're happy if you're Logan.
That being said, I don't think Matt made a mistake in grabbing leadership.
No, I mean the problem is, it comes down to the fact that light side, especially like old allies at this point, has a ton of interrupts that as a dark side player you want to grab.
Agreed. There's you don't want to just have one interrupt grabber right now. I think for dark side you want to have
and light side sometimes
at least 2. So here's Logan. So he'll draw a card with Rey.
Yeah, we see that Matt went to the draw step after pulling Danik Jericho and getting and he moves the Black Sun Blaster to Danik Jericho. Smart move there.
Yep, and I mean he's just loading that site and saying, "Look, I've got this site. I'm going to drain for 2.
Yeah.
I'm going to ping for 1, and I'm going to wait till you do something. Like, Matt's playing this. And I think you see that he's not running the Maul effect also because he's keeping Maul at Dathomir.
He's keeping him. And I don't hate that, but at the same time, Maul just feels like he's such a good character. But he does lose a little bit of his stayability because you don't have the effect that protects him against against Jedi. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, he's stuck. So there we see Matt puts Lady Proxima on used pile to activate 2 force.
Interesting.
I'm
not a huge fan of that because, I mean, it is during the draw step, but I mean, I don't like putting Proxima back because
that's more my thought.
Her on us. If you're playing the first light, you put her on the first light because she's a gangster. She draws destiny. She draws an additional destiny with 2 other aliens. But it looks like Matt is playing stuff like Boba Fett and Slave 1 V.
Well, that's not a big shock. That was in Joe's Worlds list too.
Well, just because Joe played it doesn't mean everybody else has to play it. It's not like It's not like Joe's a 4-time world champion.
It's pullable with double back. It's a solid space card. You can drop it at Gaul and be relatively confident you're not getting massively overflowed.
Yeah,
it's a perfectly reasonable card to put in there. That one doesn't shock me at all. I think it's more the...
Interesting to see that Logan activates and then uses a Brave Resistance to go get a character.
He may have known what he had there and there. He's paying to drain again.
And he plays, I think I can handle myself. Yeah. That's cocky. Don't get cocky, young
Aura
one.
with Blaster, working much more closely, and Wounded Warrior off the top. The Aura and the Wounded is good.
Yeah, and there's Wedge Antilles on Red Squadron Leader. On the Rogue One, you got to think he's coming down with another character here.
Akbar. The Akbar he just pulled.
I was going to say Akbar would be, Akbar, Fleet Admiral, Gale Akbar. I mean, I was going to say Poe was probably going to be the best one, but Akbar just makes so much more sense. No, Poe you keep
for the ground.
Yeah.
You keep Poe on the ground for here's the Blue 11. Because I don't think they can easily target vehicles.
So
the Black Sun Blaster can.
Yeah, the Black Sun Blaster, and they're both +1. But I mean, the Blue 11 is defense value 5, I believe.
5, yeah.
Now the other thing is
they would need to draw 4.
Yeah, well, they would need to draw more than a 4,
and then add 1. 4 and add 1 with Maul.
Yeah, 4 add 1 with Maul, but then you subtract.
Yeah, good point. So.
And Logan plays Escape Pod, and we're doomed to cancel You'll Be Dead this turn. Logan just is saying, hey, Matt, you're not doing anything to me this... you might drain me.
Yeah.
But I'm okay with that. As we see Saw Gerrera, and it's a hit. Go off the top of the reserve deck.
It's a hit.
It's a hit. This is a big
kind of unfortunate.
Yeah.
Would
you, if you're Logan, would you consider putting Walkling out of play to retrieve it, or using Walkling to go get Unita if you're playing it?
I think I would use Walkling to go get Unita first, because then you also just go, it's in my hand.
Well, yeah, I know.
At that point, you just say, are you willing to pay 3 to take a card out of my hand?
If you're playing it.
If you're playing Unita, which I would expect he is, there's no reason not to.
Yeah.
I would be 100% in favor of going use 3 for Walkling to Unita to grab that it's a hit and just sit on it.
Yeah. And I'll agree with you there.
Because at that point, Matt has to make a choice and be like, I know if I pay 3, the drain's getting canceled. That sucks.
Yeah.
So,
but, I mean, it does make Logan use the card.
Yeah.
So then
I agree.
So then he has to go back
and to take it out of his hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think I'm fine with it. It's just if you're Matt, you're going, eh. So
I don't ever think Matt goes, eh.
I'm a little curious. I'm still a little curious about the Proxima. Put her down. Like, unless you're running 2 Proximas, I dislike that a whole lot, because I would have loved to see him drop Proxima at Dryden Study.
Mm-hmm.
And move them all over there. Hondo's cute. Like, you're also going to need to figure out some way to go after space at some point.
Yeah,
like,
but
if you're spreading to the first light, you're not doing anything in space.
No, but you are causing damage.
Yeah.
Like,
you're going to be
you know
pinging.
that. Yeah, you're going to be pinging with You'll Be Dead, plus you'll be flipping, pinging again.
Yeah. He's setting, and actually that might be why he set the spread out like that, is to get that ping and bury the it's a hit, so Logan can't walkling for Unita.
Yeah.
I mean, so theoretically Logan could walkling for Unita right now just to get the grab and hope Matt doesn't immediately drop secret plans.
Matt's not that bad of a player.
I think Matt would catch it, but I also could see that being a oops. So, and Logan's not. Logan's just letting it go to draw phase, so he's letting that it's a hit get buried.
And I think,
all right.
I think Menace phase is one that you're okay losing.
Yeah, the Shadow Collective doesn't really do anything with drain bonuses, so you're totally fine with losing Menace Fades. So,
I mean, what are the chances that Logan's playing 2 It's a Hit? Okay.
Less than the chance he was restraining.
I was that surprisingly surprises.
That was not the play I expected. I don't hate that.
I mean, it's 2025 and Logan presses Garrett.
I was not expecting that
to either
come out, and that's definitely this is gonna hurt.
Yeah.
So now you have to be, if you're Logan, you have to be at least a little bit worried, and there's the secret plans, about dropping someone.
Well, okay. But if you would drop the vehicle first,
yeah.
I mean, you can't bury your vehicle. Barrier. Yeah, you can't bury the vehicle.
Wow, Logan is playing this. Logan's playing this well. Logan is.
In the last year? What has happened with Logan? As a Minnesota, as someone who lives in Minnesota and knows Logan, what has happened to make him a good player?
Logan has always been a decent player.
Decent.
This is not some sort of, well, I mean, decent to me means capable of winning tournaments. This is not some new, like, oh my God, Logan suddenly got good. Logan has always been a decent player. Logan has always been a threat to win any game he's in. I think what you're seeing right now is Logan is just concentrating a little bit harder and playing and choosing to play good decks.
He got tired of losing to you.
I mean, everybody got tired of losing to me, which is why they stopped doing it. So, but like, I'm not actually sure Logan's lost to me that many times. So Logan has been a good player for a long time. He wasn't as active in Gemp. He wasn't super active and wasn't really traveling to things. Like, I think he went to the Washington, D.C. Worlds was sort of the first time he traveled anywhere, and then he's only done a couple other ones. So, like, he was a good local player who played sort of unique decks, and he played Hitco for a long time and just, was always a threat when you played against him, but he wasn't on Gemp. He wasn't playing a lot, kind of like our teammate Nathan, who, was also top 4 of the GMPC with Logan, where they're very good players. They just didn't get seen.
Yeah.
Logan's been a good player for a while. Now everyone's seen him do it. And it's kind of like, okay, we got to take this kid seriously.
Yeah, I know, it's suppressing.
Plus, he's also young enough. He has the time to devote to the game. Like,
Yeah, I know.
I was having this conversation with a friend earlier where I was like, I'm not as good at card games as I was 20 years ago because I had a lot more time 20 years ago to think about games. Like, I was working a minimum wage job and I didn't really care. And
Well, I mean,
all I wanted to do was think about card games. And like now I have a job I actually care about and
yeah, but
a
your
family I care
job
about.
doesn't. I was going
need
to say
to.
your job doesn't feel like it's that hard though. It's just a lot of time in the driving.
There's a lot of drive time, but
that's
it's
something we'll talk about on a different time. As we see, Logan
Yeah.
just takes the ping of 2, reduces it down to 1 with the Old Allies objective. Matt then drains for 2 at Jakku, hitting Logan for I think I can handle myself and Admiral Satora.
the Admiral's kind of a big loss.
It can be, yeah.
Like the Admiral's a guy you want for that extra battle destiny and the plus to defense value potentially. Like
True. But at the same time, like we were talking about, Matt, he's got 3 blasters on the field already. So it's how many other ones does he have left? What's his destiny looking like?
I mean, he's probably got Dengar with gun.
He's got.
I would expect if Matt's going to do anything, it's right here, Dengar with gun, plus another dude to draw a battle destiny, and then you take 2 shots at it, and you might do a search just to see what your destiny are.
Yeah.
To make sure, but I think
But the thing is,
you lost Forlam.
You lost.
So
Yeah,
he doesn't know what they are.
And
All
the
right,
other thing
so
is,
he
like,
goes for the deploy.
I mean, if he battles into the vehicle, again,
Well, Logan just told us it's 3777.
Oh, never mind. Matt's he loaded everything up the way he wanted.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
This is where some boy getting shot. Oh.
I don't like this, Matt.
So I'm
not a
fine
fan.
with it. So here's the thing. If you put a blaster up there, Wedge
Destiny.
can't cancel the destiny.
That's good.
And then you're going, all right, well, if I draw that 7, that's big.
Yeah.
Ed, I don't like that.
I don't like that either. Ed, to answer your question, okay, Dengar's a little bit better. To answer your question, it has not actually happened yet. Andy Talaga has not made an appearance onto Gemp, so we are currently waiting for him. And we're also waiting to hear from Jonny.
Somebody's in chat. Yeah, I haven't heard from Jonny. Johnny's still in. Johnny's still in Gemp. So.
Yeah. I also I brought Gemp up on my phone.
Okay. Yeah, I've got it pulled up here. I'm not.
I believe that's gonna hit. I believe that's gonna hit the vehicle.
The 7, yeah, I think even if you subtract 2 from it, you're still.
Yeah.
You still would have. He would have subtracted 2 and then
added 1.
Actually, no.
1. He would have had to have added 1.
Yeah, but so you add the 1 with.
Yeah.
100%. You add the 1 with Maul.
Yeah, because I forgot that Anakin adds to the maneuver.
Yeah, so it's maneuver 6.
Yeah. The other thing is Matt's probably going to move Hondo and Prince Shizor up to the first light.
At the very least, Shizor to give you that blaster, but I think I'd move them both just because.
Yeah. There's no reason to just move them to leave Hondo by himself. No blaster. Okay, so Matt,
Hondo by himself without a blaster is bad, and Hondo moving up to first light would be worthless.
This is going to be interesting because
I don't like that play.
Yeah, I was going to say this tells me that Dengar either is going to have to move, or one of those characters are going to have to move in with Dengar.
No, you move Boss over with him.
Yeah.
So if it's free to move up to first light, so I think you move Shizor and Hondo onto first light as pilots. I think you move Boss over with Dengar, and then I'd have loved to move Maul to the first light just to get that extra +1. I think I don't like that Matt has just left Maul there.
Yeah, it feels
turns.
bad. It feels bad.
Like, I think he could have gotten value out of moving him back.
And now with Hondo and Shizor on the first light, one, Wedge can't cancel the Destiny, and two, you're getting +2.
But it'd be +3 if he had moved Maul over. So he moves Danik instead of Voss. You moved a guy with a gun. I might have moved Voss simply because...
And you're making Logan lose a card here.
I think you would have made... If you move Voss, you make both sites look a little bit threatening.
Yeah.
Because the Voss plus Dengar is a triple shot, and the other site is a...
Yeah.
2 Battle Destinies.
Yeah.
Doing it this way means you just ignore the 2/2 if you're Logan and try and jump Voss and Zam at the other one. Now we see Matt asking for anything twice again and putting Shizor down in use pile.
I'm fine with that. Like, Shizor's already on the table.
What I don't like about it is without 3PO, without Forlom, he's now just stuck a 1 in his deck that he may or may not be able to easily remove.
But with the objective, though, you remember, if he recirculates, it shuffles the deck. So that's the one thing about
Shadow. He lost a blaster off reserve.
Yeah, and he loses the I never asked for anything twice as well. So
which was like he knew what he was losing there. That's I don't think there's a big loss there. So, and it looks like Jonny said he's going to hang out to see if there was a chance that there was just a miscommunication about time zones, and Andy's going to show up here in a minute. So,
and the nice thing is, if you're Logan, the fact that you still occupy 2 battlegrounds, you're still flipped.
Yeah. And so he's got Lor Santeca and Chewie with Bowcaster going and taking over one of the first light sites. Okay. And moving the Falcon over to Gaul as well.
I don't hate that.
Yeah,
I mean, you're losing that drain of 2, but
yeah, and giving up that drain of 2 feels a little
and this telegraphs it also telegraphs that Logan doesn't have an It's a Hit or anything to really reduce to cancel those drains there, so he's going to eat essentially. He's going to eat 6 force. Well, he's going to eat 6 forces next turn.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, he'll eat 6. And like moving those guys playing those guys to the reception area is cute, and in theory it slows down the idea of let me move Maul out.
Yeah.
But like I don't know how much that really slows it down. I guess I don't know that it's.
Well, I was going to say you move Maul to Dryden's study, and then you move him up to the first light.
Yeah, and that was my thought. Like it's not like you can just lock him in place, but that 6 is gonna sting.
Oh, definitely. As we see, there goes the village.
And he doesn't have to pay anything for it.
Yeah.
And honestly, if he's got another pilot or 2, I could absolutely see just load up the first light and start trying to grind.
Oh, I would.
Like if you've got another pilot or 2 and you're just like, here's a 7 that turns into a 9 or 10.
He loses Lost in the Wilderness, and it could be worse. Those
are a little unfortunate.
That really hurts.
He was. Jonny asks if I want to play instead.
Do it. Let's do it.
I can spot you a light deck. It may or may not have locations.
I was going to say, the thing is, though, the first light is kind of stuck at Gaul, too.
Yeah, I mean, the first light's not going anywhere because, it doesn't have the...
Yeah.
It's hyperspeed 3.
And so there's Kira
and
coming, going to the bar. Boba Fett
the
coming
1, 2, 3, 3 means...
Yeah, it's...
I don't think you battle if you're Matt. Like...
I mean...
Mostly because Rogue One's immune to less than 6.
The Falcon's only immune less than 4.
Yeah, but I guess your best case scenario is a 6, but you can draw as little as a 4, and I think...
Well, he just recirculated.
Matt
he
just
recirculated
right,
and shuffled.
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah, good point.
Let's go.
All right, so he went into battle phase. Let's see.
He moves.
I don't love that I got volunteered to get embarrassed by Jonny if Andy...
What is your record right now in retro?
2 and 3. That's... 2 and 3. I got 1 win with each side, and I've got my dark side game 3 I'm playing tomorrow. So
I was, I was about to say this exact same thing. So being that and age before beauty, I'm sorry, but you're getting voluntold.
Well, we'll see if Andy, like I said, we'll give Andy a few more minutes just to see if it was something with time zones or something, before we just jump into... And
there's the ping damage from the objective. Matt's done a superb job of turning this game around, and it was one turn that made this go through.
Yeah, I mean, Matt is playing this very well. And especially where he, I think, probably felt like he was a little bit behind.
Yeah.
And I like the resistance pull, since the reception area with Chewie there would be a drain of 3.
Yeah. And we were talking about how Logan has made it as a player. Matt's always been there, too. And Matt in the chat saying what Logan's destinies are. I like that.
Well, I think they both said it just to...
Yeah.
Like, Matt was saying it at the same time as a way to, at least Logan knows this is being streamed. And they might have been trying to...
How does Logan know it's streamed?
Because I told him.
Oh.
Because he asked why there were so many people watching this game.
Time out. Will we see it?
Will we see what?
No.
Oh, no holdo.
No holdo maneuver?
Honestly, like, he might just leave it there, though, and be like, fine, bring the holdo maneuver.
If he plays holdo.
I feel like he does.
I would totally do that. Let's go!
Here we go. Look at him holdoing on like that. So, all right, that wasn't a very good joke. Whatever. And now
I expected more.
He walked it out of play.
I expected so much more from you.
We have been friends for long enough. You should have known not to expect more.
And the thing is, I like leaving holdo on the transport there, even so, because, as we've stated, first light can't go anywhere.
Yeah. And, like, it's not... Because holdo's going to add the ship's armor plus... So she'll add 7 to the attrition. That's going to kill at least one guy.
Yeah.
Like, beyond the destiny, beyond anything else, that plus 7 is just going to be like, all right, well, somebody plus a gun is absolutely dying. And there's the We're Doomed again.
Okay, that's going to save him 2 force.
So he's going to... kicking himself a little bit, but we're going to see drains of 2 and 2.
Is he, though? Because, like, Logan has no force saved. So we're not going to see another rebel leadership up in space before we see the holdo maneuver.
Yeah, I mean, he's got 3 admirals up there, I think, because he's got Radis and he's got Akbar as well. So. Yeah, Logan's behind here.
Oh,
and honestly, if you're Matt, I don't even know if you start a battle.
Do it.
Like, maybe, I mean, he's got this, he knows he's got the 6, and that should be a Destiny to power. I'd have put her up in space.
Who, Proxy? Yeah.
Proxima, yeah, like, you put her up in space and go, all right, I'm gonna, draw 2. And it's an extra, I guess, all it does is adds a Battle Destiny, because she gets the plus to the total either way. But, and there, Logan may have just conceded.
Yeah. No style points for Logan.
I mean, he was probably dead to almost anything. Like, I don't think there was any, yeah, the shooting down below 11 made it nasty. There wasn't much. Once that hit, there wasn't a lot he could do.
Unfortunately, no. But them's the games sometimes.
All right, so I'm not seeing...
I don't see an Andy.
An Andy yet. All right.
Okay, so we're not going to have... It's unfortunately, Andy's not going to be playing. It's going to be Jonny Chu versus Garrett Larson.
Well, I mean, if Andy shows up, we will very assuredly.
And you know what?
I will drop this game in a heartbeat and let.
I'm not saying you shouldn't, but what I'm saying is you should definitely stay on the call.
Oh, I'll stay on the call. Here we go. Let's see what we've got here. So, we'll see if between you and me and everybody in chat, the sum total of us could outplay Jonny Chu. I figured the odds are slim.
Oh, 100%.
I figure, yeah, Garrett, Dan, and chat versus Jonny Chu.
Okay, we're waiting on Jonny to join. What deck did you
Johnny's
pull
just
up?
I only have the one Prem-Hoth light side that I've got built on GAMP. It's...
Oh, that's boring.
Yeah, I mean, it's a heavy sense. Obi-Wan. It's not the... It's not the... How do we get into this mess? Fun that I would have contemplated building if the event was going longer, but I'm kind of happy it's not, because
this format
can be punishing.
Extremely.
Like, I understand the folks who love it, and we were talking about it in team chat that, like, I started playing my first tournament when Dagobah was released. Like, it was
all 30, 40 years ago now?
Quiet you. A long time ago, and we'll just go with that. And it was all right.
Okay. What do you feel about this with the Wampa Cave? Him showing the Wampa Cave.
Standing crew. Oh, you don't get to see my hand.
Did he hit anything?
My opening hand has 2 Obies and 2 Lukes.
Oh,
along
so
with an Obi Saber.
You're 100% happy. You're fine with that.
Honestly, unless he's got 2 scanning crews, I'm not even that concerned. And
he's going to have 2 scanning crews. He's going to have 2.
Okay, if he's got 2, he's got 2. He drew 1.
Oh,
yeah, he did not.
He did not have another scanning crew. So, are we going to see a turn 1 Obi-Wan to his house?
We are absolutely going to see Obi plus his Saber plus Saitor Kalphas. So Obi is uncirclable.
What? Explain this.
Saitor adds 1 to his total power. So then it's a tie, so I can't be circled. And it works at every site instead of the Tatooine utility belt that only works on Tatooine.
See, if you're going to play this format, this is the knowledge you want to use.
I mean, I stole this deck from somebody on the forums. Like, I'm not even going to...
And Jonny draws.
Which
now
kind of makes sense. Like, Jonny doesn't have enough force to do anything.
Yeah, neither.
So here's
I was going to say, you're just going to drain him for 1.
Yeah, well, that's a 1.
1 is a 1. He loses an altar off the top.
And I'm going to play another Twix.
2 for me, none for you. Huh?
Yep.
You greedy.
And now I'm going to draw some.
Okay, so now you go to 3. You're going to activate 5 on your next turn. He's still activating only 3.
Yep.
How do you feel?
I feel like this is still... There's a whole lot of game here still to go. So.
Okay.
All right, so he found another site.
Okay, there's
and he's got the scanning crew. He doesn't have enough force save to... He may have an altar, but he doesn't have enough force save to grab my sense.
Okay, there's the altar. Now, do you have another sense?
No.
No sense? Okay. So he's going to probably take your Luke here.
I mean, right now I've got a Luke, a Chewie, and a Red Leader. I'd imagine he'll take my Luke.
He takes your Chewie.
Oh, he takes Chewie. All right, Chewie's bigger power, so...
Sad Wookiee noises.
Sad roar.
Mournful roar, even. Okay, so now you're activating 5. What are you thinking about doing here?
I'm contemplating the Grimtash, but I don't like that play. And Jonny just lost his Vader, so he's got a second Vader.
I was going to say, he's got a second Vader, that tells me.
But it also meant I could have Grimtashed him and gotten him for the Vader, but I wasn't confident.
Yeah.
I didn't want to go for the Grimtash there with only 9 cards in hand, and he stopped drawing. So I do have Lars Moisture Farm in hand, but I don't think I want to put it out yet. I don't think there's no benefit to me right now. I'm draining for 1. He's doing nothing. He can't stop my drain of 1.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather just draw some cards and wait for him to put out something that I need to respond to.
Okay.
So I'm just going to draw all of them and say go. Like, if he's got a bunch of scanning crews, he can scanning crew. That's fine.
Okay, so he activates 5.
Yep.
Again, he's got 7
So he's
now.
got 7.
I was going to say...
So there's Presence of the Force. All right.
How do you feel? Like,
that's fine.
That's going to hurt a little bit.
There's
a Vader.
There's Vader.
And
a Saber.
And his Saber.
Right. So, but it also means he's out of cards to do there. Now.
But now the damage goes from you doing 1
yeah, now
to him doing
I'm gonna
4.
have to. Now I'm going to have to use my
your wits?
Super secret tech.
Uh-oh.
And take a shot at neighboring Obi-Wan over there and see if we can make something happen. So I'll use the 4 Force. If he's got a sense here, that'll make me feel sad.
He has a sense.
He had the sense. All right. That was...
Do you have the altar?
I don't. He's been ahead of me on the sense... Well, that's fine. Yeah. He wanted to draw. He's ahead of me on the sense altar game right now, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, that's not good.
So...
I was going to say, an altar would have helped you in so many ways there.
Yeah. So, well, let's...
As we see, Jonny's training you for 4.
Yeah.
That's not good in a premier.
So we're going to lose the Lars farm.
Why are you losing the farm?
RB. I'm not going to go to the farm.
Okay, right. But you also lost a revolution, which kind of hurts.
Yeah, but I was going to lose that anyways, so...
Okay.
I'd have lost off the top either way, so losing the Revo isn't a big deal.
Okay. As we see another scanning crew. See what he takes.
And I didn't have the force saved. I'm sure he'll take my Luke. Although he might take the Duran web that's in there to stop me from potentially throwing it undercover. Yep, he took the Duran web, so I can't, because I could have theoretically gone Duran web and Luke to one of the Hoth sites and bumped my activation.
Yes, but and also, or if you had the undercover, you could have sent him over to block the drain where Vader is.
If I had the undercover, that would have been good.
Not if he would have got rid of it.
Well, it's more I don't have the undercover, so
yeah, and he knows that too.
Yep. So we'll.
Oh, Garrett, this is not good, sir.
Yeah, this is.
Where's your control?
I'd love to have one.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's the next set.
Yep.
As we see another drain for 4.
Yep. That's
the Tanev, and a spy.
Iron Serpent.
And
there went my
that
Kessel.
hurts. That kind of hurts.
That's potentially painful.
That's really painful.
Oh, there he put down Kashyyyk. That gives me something. That's nice of him. So
how is that nice of him?
It gives me more force, and I can theoretically
that might
go
be
there.
bait. That might be bait.
That's fine. I have space.
Well, I can see Jonny just baiting you into going to Kessel.
It could be. We'll find out.
Okay, as we see you activate 7. Okay, you drain again for 4. I mean, your lost pile is still bigger than his. What are you going to do about that?
Yes, I'm aware of how that works. Thank you, Dan. I needed that pointed out to me.
I don't know what you remember in your advanced stage. But I still have faith in you.
All right, well, we're going to...
Okay, gold leader and gold 1. Okay.
Try and flip the math a little bit. Or at least get it a lot closer here.
I've never seen red leader on gold leader in gold 1.
Okay, well, you are seeing new things, Daniel.
So, as we see, Johnny's attempting to drain. Again, he's draining for 4.
Yes, I'm aware.
I'm just pointing it out for the chat and the people who are watching. As we see a Sense, Undercover, Sorry About the Mess, and Cal Foul Syndros all go lost.
Andy could show up any time here, and I'd be okay with this.
I think we're doing fine.
Honestly, I'm.
You're not in a
all
terrible
I'm really
situation.
hurt. Yeah. Well, what I'm hurt for right now, what's hurting me right now, is I've lost a couple cents. I got burnt on a couple of sense altars that I knew Jonny was probably winning, but I can't just not do it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And now Jonny saves a bunch of force.
Yeah, he saved 8 force. That's quite a bit. I mean, he did activate, or he saved 8 with 12 cards in hand.
We'll throw the Tanev down as well to give myself a little more backup there. All right, now we'll start looking at things. So,
okay, Jonny drains. Let's see.
I don't think I
goes Yavin 4, Anakin's 2 sites, and an altar. I think the bigger one there is, like, even though you lose the ruins, like, it's not still terrible, because even if you deploy it, that's still 1 force lost.
Yeah, it's...
There's a lot of people watching this, Garrett.
Yeah, I'm aware. Thank you. Like, I'm so glad we all get to... Yeah. So it says 100% less Andy than promised. I agree.
See the Tyrant.
I was expecting.
There's Admiral Ozzel. Do you have a react?
I wish I did. I was right that I was expecting to get a bunch of power dumped on me.
Yeah.
And that was what I was a little concerned about.
Jonny just dumped all his Star Destroyers on you.
That's fine.
Officer evacs. But now he can't battle.
Which he's also probably okay with. Like,
I mean, he knows that you're probably not going to battle here, so But well, you might if you can get some extra stuff up there.
Yeah, right now I don't have the stuff to do anything up there, so we're gonna play a site to give myself a little more force. Let's put Luke as a pilot on the Tanib to give myself a bunch of forfeit fodder. Let's try and bait something out here, even though it's going to give him more force.
Yeah,
at least turn this drain from 4 to 2.
Mm-hmm.
So, and yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm still way behind here.
I mean, he has 41 hand in life to your.
Lots less than that, yes.
I was going to say 29. So you're currently down by 12. Tenet Cobble coming down. I mean, that's going to subtract 1 from your total battle destiny, I believe. DS-61-2 to add some more power and forfeit.
And this is where I was. There's a bad potential this ends up poorly for me, and there's not much I could do about it.
Yep, Jonny draws a 3. He's sitting at 29. Garrett draws a 4. I mean,
which
brings you up to 11
3 because of Cabal.
Yeah. So you're down by 12. I mean, that's Red Leader and Luke.
Yeah, that was my thought process.
So, Jep Superstar Admiral Officer Evax is still kind of played in ISB because the bigger thing is like he's actually really good in ISB because he is forfeit 7 in that deck. And that alone makes him so strong against a lot of cards or a lot of decks because being able to just forfeit a guy who comes down for 2 and then you can immediately get him back with the objective is just really, really good. And we have another sense battle!
Scanning crew. And then I sensed it, and he sensed my sense, and then I sensed his sensing of my sense.
And you won!
Yes.
Did you win? I don't know. I wasn't.
Yeah, I canceled the scanning crew as well.
Okay. Well,
Jeff
Superstar, if you want to go ahead and message your local design advocate, care of Chris Kelly at StarWarsCCG.IamTheBoss.com. He'll take care of that for you.
All right, and Jonny moved Vader away, so he's back to being able to drain for another one there.
Well, I believe it's increased because, yeah, if you control, it's a force drain minus or +1 there, so he'd be draining you for 3.
I'm aware.
I just wanted to make sure.
But we're gonna try and balance that out.
Okay.
I'm gonna put Luke there, so now Luke will be draining for 3.
But you have a bigger.
But I'm gonna get the crap beat out of me in space. I'm aware of this.
Yeah, your little space fleet is going to go down in flames.
I'm well aware. This is not going to end the way I'd like it to.
I mean, we kind of figured that when Jonny challenged you.
Yeah, Jonny knew what he was getting into. Or more specifically, I knew what I was getting into, and
you're a good sport. There's everybody's favorite droid. As I see the look of disdain on your face as soon as he appeared.
Honestly, this is that's fine. That's all I can deal with. So
Jonny draws a 1. Jonny draws a 1.
So did I.
Yeah,
awesome.
But your 1, at least it was a printed 2 that became a 1. Where's your Hujix?
Out in the deck.
Oh, that sounds bad.
Yeah, well, the deck is going bad right now. I don't know what your expectation is here. It's not doing what I need it to. So I get to drain for 1 again. Yeah.
You're not going to drain where Luke is?
First, I'm going to Grimtash him Lost, just because I can.
Yeah, that's really going to make it sting. Circle's not complete. Devastator, Grindin, Presence of the Force, Alter, Tarkin, Scanning Crude, the Judlin Waste, and a DS-61-3. That is a whiff and a half, good sir. That is like the Minnesota. Like the Minnesota Twins playing baseball, or what happened in the playoffs when what was it? The kicker. Who was the kicker that missed that field goal for the Vikings back in the day?
There's a lot of things I want to say right now that would put me in a whole lot of trouble with some advocates I'm friendly with. So we're just going to pretend I didn't hear any of that. And I'm going to drop an undercover spy there.
You did. That's good. But that doesn't do anything about the drain of 2 up in space.
There's a lot of things I'm thinking right now that I'm not saying. Yeah, this is Jonny played this very, very well, and I got a little
too cocky.
No, I didn't get the combo I needed to stop what he wanted to do. And
this is not Garrett's first game of retro.
The presence of the Force was brutal. There was nothing much I could do about it.
And Grindin coming down with DS-61-3 against Luke. Does not have enough. Okay, so with Tarkin, he does have enough ability.
Yeah, he had the characters. There's no reason not to do this.
And an Alter
on the Revolution. Okay. Which will get him an extra battle destiny when he draws the when he initiates the battle.
So I think Luke's going to die.
I would say there is a distinct chance.
I love how we have 2 dads going down with dad jokes, and we have another Presence of the Force on Kashyyyk. I guess the Wookiees are feeling the Force.
They are definitely feeling the Force, and yeah, this is.
There's a 5 for Battle Destiny.
So yeah, yes.
And a 3, so he's going to have. So he doubles his power to 16. Garrett draws a 3.
Okay.
So you're going to get rid of DS-61-3?
Probably Grindin.
Oh, Grindin.
No, Grindin.
Why Grindin?
Grindin covers.
I know he covers, but does he have to?
Somebody had to die, so.
As we see Jarrett Webb and Revolution join Luke. I mean, at least U-3PO's sitting there blocking the drain for you, too.
Quiet, you. And just about enough out of you.
I mean...
Well, let's train for 1. Always over there, putting in work. Yep, there goes the circle, because Jonny knew he couldn't play it because of my super tech. Now we're just going to draw some.
It feels like it... I mean, it feels like it's been an hour since you played your super tech.
Yeah, you can be quiet.
No, I can't. I gotta commentate this game. As we see, Garrett attempts to cancel the Presence of the Force with an Alter. No, I mean Jonny not going to sense it. He draws a 2 for Destiny, so that's going to cancel the Presence of the Force. So it goes from a drain of 3 down to a drain of 2.
Look at this. Somebody drew 2 alters.
Another Alter on the Presence of the Force up in space. But Jonny has the sense. He was just toying with you. Garrett has the sense. Garrett has another sense here.
Oh.
Drawing a 1. That will cancel Jonny Chu's sense, thus allowing the Alter attempted to be canceled or to be used. Garrett draws a 3. That will cancel the Presence of the Force, and Garrett still fighting along, just like Sam Darnold in the playoffs.
Garrett is still woefully behind, but
like Sam Darnold in the playoffs.
I did the things, dang it. That was
Jonny drains for 2 at the Yavin 4 Masasi War Room. There goes an
I made
Echo
him lose force for senses and altars, and it was all kinds of good things.
As we see Luke and Han and Chewie all go to the lost pile to those drains, just like in the movies.
I remember that scene in the movie where they all sprinted to the lost pile in desperate fear of Johnny Chew.
As
I'm pretty
sure
that
light comes in now. As Vader backs up Tarkin and DS-61-3 against the might of U-3PO.
See Johnny drawing a bunch of cards. Guess what?
Grimtosh! But does he have another sense to sense this Grimtosh? He does! Do you have the altar?
No,
in your two
but
card
I do
hand?
have
You have a sense! Garrett with the sense to sense it, and there's an altar from Johnny Chew, and that will cancel the Grimtosh.
All right, well then, I will activate my last force. I will drain for 1.
Johnny loses scanning crew to your drain. Because you only have one. Being that you only have one card in hand, the likelihood of you having a rebel, not really there.
Well, the scanning crew's stacked.
Well,
I have my 1 card in hand is a rebel. I just can't do anything with him. So.
Well, I mean, Johnny can activate and then play it.
Yeah, it's more. There's no value to it, I don't think.
I think Johnny should do it just to do it.
Yeah, I mean, he could. So.
As we see Johnny drains for 3. Garrett will lose Hobby, Han Solo, and a sense. And Johnny will play the third marker. Why is Johnny playing cards? As we see him play Admiral Mahdi.
Guys down, why not?
I mean, you have 1 card in your deck. What is the point?
Doesn't matter. The point is to show off that he's just murdering me no matter what.
I mean, why does he feel the need to show off? I mean...
I wanted him to play an interrupt. I had a sense and an altar still in hand.
Garrett draining for 1 desperately. Hey, I'm just glad to see that you've drained for 1 all 13 turns, or all 12 turns you could.
Break Moma's cover.
Shocking revolution.
That would be cool.
Fortunately, you're lacking 2 force to play a revolution, even if you had it.
I'm not lacking anything. Moma is blocking that drain. Moma is blocking that drain. I don't know what. Hell yeah, I'm going to steal you, 3PO. Oh, you want to... Yeah, fine. You try it, neighboring. Tell me how that works. That's right. Making him lose another card. I'm not surprised it let me attempt to alter that even without a card in reserve. whatever. Oh, that was a little painful.
A little.
It really came down to that early game, and I just didn't have a way to catch up.
Wow, he does not like U3PO at this point.
He just said he's a traitor, and that makes total sense. Like, so the early game was the killer, and honestly, I thought about Grimtashing super early before he deployed Vader. And I was like, no, I think I'm going to stick with it. And had I gotten it, I would have gotten
Garrett,
2 Vaders, probably well ahead of the game.
You got to draw Destiny, though.
So it's... There were spots where had I made a different play, it would have potentially changed things a little bit. But... I mean, it would have changed things a lot. If I had a Grimtash before he put Vader down and gotten both Vaders,
so
it would have been huge.
Now, my question to you is, being that you have played 5+ games in this format, what is your take from this format?
That I don't like playing this format. So, honestly, the game is very swingy. In this format, you can be... There's only so many cards. I mean, there's really only a few hundred cards for each side, as opposed to the a few thousand we have now in open, and it can really come down to 1 or 2 plays where it's almost a luck factor ahead of anything else. Like, when Jonny saved that force that said, okay, I know he's going to try and do something with Vader, had I Grimtashed right away, I may have just won the game right there. Like, or I would have changed it a whole lot because it would have slowed Johnny's way down. But there was no way to know, hey, this is what it was. And then, unfortunately, just not having I think I got greedy with trying to go after get the neighboring out right away without having a defense for it, where, like, I knew if he's got a sense, I'm stuck. But there wasn't much. Unfortunately, I was sort of in a position where I couldn't not do that either, because just taking that drain of 4 for a bunch of turns wasn't going to be the right call either.
Yeah.
So, like, you're stuck in a really terrible position, and you just have to make the best of it. And I don't love that in terms of a game. It feels... It's a lot harder for a good player to play themselves out of a bad situation, I think. And it was I don't like that. Like, I like... when I sit down going, all right, if I play well, I can do well. This format, you still have to play well to win. Like, I'm not, at no point am I trying to, demean the folks who are doing well in this event. Like, the fact is, Johnny's 4-1, and, there's a reason. Johnny's an amazing player, and I'm a commentator. But there's a different amount of skill and a different kind of, the risks you have to take and when you take them. Like, I do not enjoy it as a format particularly. I'm joined the Retro League because I definitely want to play some of the other formats, and I enjoy playing the game. But, like, that game, if we weren't streaming, I'd have quit 15 minutes ago, because I was so clearly behind and not going to be able to catch up. And I don't love that. Like, there's very little... The game's swingy in that regard, but it's also not at all swingy where there's very few cards that will turn a game from one way or to the other, and Darkseid has most of them. Like, if Darkseid's struggling and you're behind, but you get a quick, here, I'll drop Vader and circle Obi all of a sudden things can get real interesting because now Vader basically can't be touched. And for light side, it's almost exclusively a Luke plus Destiny adders. And if you're not running those or you don't have them, it's going to be tough to break the I'm behind, how do I catch up?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't love that.
That seems fair.
So, that being said, it kind of looks like Andy, there may have been a miscommunication here. I don't see Andy on, and
looks like Jonny
at this point, I don't think we're going to see Andy on. Yeah. And so there is the top two are, so there are 3 undefeateds right now. There's Andy Talaga, Brad Kipple, and Frodo Light, Brian Avery. And Frodo and Brad are playing tomorrow at 7 Eastern. And I'm expecting to be on and streaming that game. So we'll see how that goes. And then I don't know if there's I don't think they do a playoff for the thing. I think it'll just end up with
yeah, I'm not sure. I forgot.
I think it's strength of schedule. I mean, and this is a huge tournament. Like, strength of schedule is totally fine for, running those. And so Andy will have to beat Jonny to have a chance. And then it'll just depend on the strength of schedule for whoever wins, if it's Frodo or Brad Kipple. And again, like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, Brad Kipple plays every format and does it well and is a very good player. Like, it's not a less skilled game. It's just a differently skilled game and a different style of play that I just don't enjoy as much. So I'm looking forward to the next event. Is the Premier to Cloud City modified to remove a lot of the ridiculous stuff that was wildly unpleasant to play against. So that should be a lot more fun. There's no scanning crews, no Maya Monith, no dangerous times. It's it's dudes versus dudes, and let's see what happens. No Dagobah clouds, like all of the stuff that made that era wildly unpleasant is gone. So it should be fun, but I think we can probably call this a evening.
Agreed. So thank you all for tuning in who have turned in. It has been a pleasure as always. We'll definitely have more exciting matches come. Make sure you guys stick around, because I know in April we're going to have the Morristown Melee, the first one in a long time. That is the weekend of April 25th through the 22nd. Make sure if you guys can go to that. It's going to be an amazing event. Matt Sokol has done an amazing job getting this one up and running. Then I believe in August is going to be the Nationals out in Columbus, Ohio. And then last but not least, Worlds will be out in Seattle come October.
So I'm not going to be able to make it to Morristown. I'm going to stream it from here. So you'll get to at least listen to me stream and watch the games. I am expecting to be in Columbus. I already put it on the calendar, and I am loosely tentative for Worlds. I plugged it on the house calendar as a don't schedule anything around this yet, and we'll see when we get a little closer what how much tickets are and how I'm feeling about going, or if I want to stream or do something else instead. We'll see. But I will absolutely be in Columbus. I will be streaming for Morristown, New Jersey, so it'll be very good to, if you can't make it, you should watch. It's a lot of fun. And lots of stuff. I mean, the OCS started back up again. We got another month of OCS. There's a lot of stuff going on. So
yeah, agreed.
It's keep it busy. Lots of stuff with Star Wars. So keep tuned into here and the forums and Slack and Discord and all the stuff where you get info.
The interwebs.
Yeah.
The internet. As the kids say it today.
That it is.
Okay, everybody. But again, thank you all for tuning in. It is always a pleasure. Until next time, be safe, have fun. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and may the force be with you.